Hey everybody, what's going on? I know I've got a lot of LEOs and who knows what else looking at my license. How about this? Why don't you guys explain something to me if you can? Um, that driver's license you're looking at, I got in 2016. I went in to renew my Class A CDL. In 2016, it was expiring. All I had to do was go in and get it renewed. I went in there. Now, I've had a CDL since about 2003 or 2004. I went into the Indiana. Now, this Indiana has fucked with me many times too. Make no mistake. And I'll tell the stories as we go, and you guys can verify them. But now that you guys do have a large record on me, my background, explain something to me. In 2016, when I got the driver's license that you guys looking at, uh, that you guys got from me, I drove a semi for a year and a half, running mail. I ran mail for the post office in that time frame. I was also running containers out of the freight yards up in Chicago and around other spots around big cities where these rail containers come in. For a year and a half, I drove on that license you got right there in your that you guys are looking at. It's a non-CDL. When I went in to get my license in 2016 in Indianapolis, I told them all I want to do is renew it. It's expiring. I was ready to take tests, whatever. The lady told me, "Oh no, you ain't got to take no test or anything. We just do the eye test and just renew it and go on." I didn't think nothing about it. In Indiana, you get your license, they give you a piece of paper, a print off on a piece of paper that's your license that you're supposed to carry in your pocket until they mail you the new license. Well, the piece of paper they gave me, I stuck in my wallet. I didn't pay no attention to it. When the mail came, my license came, I just stuck it in my wallet. No biggie. Drove on that license for a year and a half. Now, right before it was realized that I didn't even have a Class A CDL, I had gotten pulled over. It was supposed to be an inspection, they can pull you over in a semi anytime they want and inspect your logbooks, your truck, your trailer, everything, and make sure you're all up to code and legal. They don't have to have a reason other than DOT officers. That's all they do. Well, I had right before, or right at about a year and a half, I was running some containers out of rail yards, which I had to have security clearance to even get into the rail yards, and not counting what I had to go through to run mail for the post office. That was worse than any of them. I might as well have been asking to be a federal agent. They had to have four copies of my fingerprints, and it was ridiculous. But anyway, I was running this stuff. One day I got pulled over by a DOT officer. He claimed he was doing nothing but an inspection. And I give him my law books. I give him my driver's license. I have the whole book of papers for that truck and everything. I give him all that. Now, up to this point, I had my driver's license all good, CDL, everything. That officer goes back to his car with my shit, comes back up to my truck. Had no reason to pull me over, mind you. This was just an inspection. He hands me my driver's license back, all the paperwork back and everything, and he looks at me and he says, "Man," he goes, "Yeah, you haven't even had a speeding ticket in years." And I said, "Hell no, this is my bread and butter, I ain't gonna screw it up with a bunch of tickets." He goes, "Well, hell, you got the cleanest record I ever seen." And he said that ain't nothing wrong with this truck or nothing, trailer, everything's good. He goes, here, if you give this to your employer, you probably get a bonus for it. You're past everything. And you did. I did. I got $150 for it. But then that job, within about a month after this DOT officer pulled me over for a surprise inspection, took all my stuff and gave it back to me, the company I was working for said, well, we're not going to need you until next winter again. And it was time to let me go for a while. So I said, all right, hell, truck drivers, I can go anywhere and get a truck driving job. So I went down the road, was talking to a trucking company, and hell, they hired me right on the spot. So I was filling out all the paperwork and stuff. And they asked me, oh, we're going to need a copy of your driver's license and your medical card. I had to carry a medical card to drive the semi. It's part of the rules, more regulations and rules. So I give them to him, and he goes in the back, and he's gone for a minute, and I'm filling out paperwork. He comes back, he looks at me and says, what in the hell are you trying to pull? I said, what do you mean, what the hell am I trying to pull? He goes, you don't even have a Class A driver's license, man. You can't drive a semi. I said, what are you talking about? I've had a Class A driver's license since 2003. He goes, well, the one you just handed me isn't. And he handed it back to me, and sure enough, that son of a bitch was a regular driver's license. Just a regular operator's driver's license. It was not a semi driver's license. Class A, CDL. I looked at it, I about fell out of my seat. Like I said, just a month ago or 3 weeks before that, this DOT officer pulled me over on a surprise inspection, took all my shit from me, driver's license and all, sat in his car for a while, looked around my truck a little bit, got back in my truck, handed me my fucking license and everything, and all of a sudden, and he was telling me how good my license was, how clean, I hadn't had speeding tickets, nothing. Are you guys telling me a DOT officer would look at a CDL license or look at an operator's license and believe it's a CDL license? There ain't no way. Now, I don't know what he did or they did or whatever, but when I went down to the DMV, it had already been a year and a half, and I told them, what in the hell is going on with my license? They took this license in the back, came back, said, sir, this thing's over a year and a half old. It's already been a year and a half. If you want a CDL license back, I had to start all the way over to very beginning and get the permit again, ride around with a trainer for a while, take the license, try to get my license back that way. There was no way this was going to be fixed. It had already been over a year and a half. Now, like I said, folks, and I'm going to repeat it again, 3 weeks before this, I was pulled over driving a semi by a DOT officer. Surprise inspection. He didn't know I was driving on an operator's license, driving a semi. Is that what you guys, these people wanted me to believe? That is what they wanted me to believe. That officer did not catch that my license was an operator's license and not a CDL. That's what they want me to believe. Now, I don't know what happened, folks, but I still have that damn operator's license in my pocket, and I haven't been able to drive a semi since. That's what I mean by they took away my CDL. I didn't even know it. I drove on it for a year and a half, and that ticket, that inspection where I was pulled over, that's on the record. It should be. A year and a half after my license was supposedly just an operator's license. In that time, I had had 2 jobs. The companies that hired me both saw my licenses and hired me. And they thought I had a damn CDL. But after that DOT officer done me whatever he done that day, somehow I hadn't I didn't have a CDL license anymore, people. And if you guys all think this is a joke, laugh it up. This shit's true. This is the kind of shit I've had to put up with in my life. And it's not even funny. Nobody can explain nothing. Nobody ever answers phones. They're too damn busy. They're executives and shit. They can't talk to the little guy and the guys are screwing. That's how they took my truck driver business away from me. You want to hear how they took my painting business? That'll be in another video. This stuff's been going on for 40 years of my life. Stupid shit like this. Now, how is that? Tell me, this shit just, it's unbelievable. And then I get to this town here. I'm down here trying to see my son. When he went in the Marines, we damn near seen him about a handful of times over the last probably 20 years before we started running over here to see him. And it's because everybody was so busy and he never did come home after the Marines. But we didn't get to see him much, so we were running back and forth. It was an 800-mile trip every time, weekends, whatever. Then they got pregnant, had a baby, and this baby has had major problems. Almost going on 2 years old, can't walk, can't talk, can't crawl even. She's had a lot of seizure problems. They've got her on some brain-burning medicine, pills, man. I say they're trying to kill her. And after what I found out a couple of days ago, I don't even doubt it now. But my family got together and they decided instead of us having to run as much as we were running back and forth, they all said, my daughter and all of them, my son, and they all decided they'd rent a place over here and we could stay there. And we didn't want to move all of our stuff because we weren't planning on staying. And so we rented furniture from Aaron's and we rented stuff from Rent-A-Center. Now, Rent-A-Center delivered their stuff as a washer and dryer. And 2 days after we got it, 2 days after they delivered it, some clown showed up to my house in a damn Rent-A-Center truck, backed in the driveway, told my wife they needed money or they wanted the washer and dryer. And she said, "What are you talking about? We ain't even had it but 2 days." And he was already saying we owed money and they wanted it. So she's trying to talk to him and he wouldn't listen to her. And so she came back. I was working out in the barn and she came back there and got me and told me to come up there. So I went up there. This clown telling me he wants a dryer, washer and dryer, he wants money. And I looked at him and I said, "Buddy, get back your shit up and get on out of here." He looked at me and said, "No." I said, what do you mean, no? He said, "I ain't going nowhere now." He goes, "I want the washer and dryer now." I said, "Well, you ain't going to get it. How you going to get my house?" He goes, "Well, around here, all we have to do, we call the police. Police come over here and go in your house and get it." I said, "I'll be damned." He goes, "Oh, no. Yeah, if you owe us money, you ain't going to pay the money. They'll come over here." I said, "How are they going to get in?" He goes, "Well, if they have to, they'll kick in the door." This is Rent-A-Center telling me about these Boardman cops, and I ain't been in this town, living in this area, or staying in this area for a week. I'm sitting there talking to this boy, and he was a boy, was young. And I'm going, "Buddy, who in the hell, where do you think we're at?" I said, "How in the hell you think the cops going to get inside?" And he said, "Kick the door in." I said, "How are they going to do that? Because I'm going to be on the other side of the door shooting anybody that's kicking in my door." I said, "What in the hell? Where do you think we're at? What are you talking about? I ain't never heard such a thing." Finally, my wife got his boss on the phone and told the clown, "You're at the wrong fucking house." So he got in his car and left. The neighbors were telling me, "Oh, yeah, here in Boardman, that's what they do. Them cops will bust in your door and go right in there and do it. They'll do it for them." I said, "Just without a warrant or anything. Yep, that's what they do. I was like, Bob, shit, we got a whole new ball game here, buddy. About 3 weeks later, I get a call from my landlord wanting to know who picks up my trash. Or he said, no, the zoning department wants to know who picks up my trash. Said, tell them it ain't none of their damn business. And he said, well, I seen something in the trash can. I'll put that on. I said, no, tell them it ain't none of their damn business. Who cares? As long as I don't have trash around there, who cares who picks it up? He then turned around a week or so later, told me, hey, we got an inspection coming up, and it was March. And they're going to come in your house, do an inspection on everything, your garage, the barn, the garage, everything. And I said, he said, so when do you want, or he said, so they want, I'm going to need you there to do this. You tell them motherfuckers get a warrant. The city ain't coming in my house without a warrant. He said, oh yeah, man, it's a law shit there. If you ain't there, I'd rather you be there. But if you ain't there, I've got to let them in. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So before I could get a chance to get this checked out and what the law is, this bitch is in my house, and I videotaped it. I had telling that guy I didn't want him in my house. He went through my entire house and I followed him through. He's writing shit down. I don't know what he's writing down. Went out in my backyard, looked around my garage, barn, shit. And then he left. About 5-6 months after that, it's the video that's on these cops are pulling into the house a couple doors down from me, and we all know what happened in that. This is all in about a 7-month period. Again, my rights were violated. Cops came on my property. I didn't want them there. They had no reason to be there. And they were there telling me to go in the house and stop video recording them. Or stop recording the boys is what they kept saying. All this, people, in less than a year. Less than a year. And I'm the criminal. I'm the criminal. And I ain't even mentioned the crap they pulled on me now. I ain't even mentioned that. They damn near killed me. They wanted me dead. Now you tell me this is all okay with you people. You people live in this damn township. You think this is all right? They don't treat you that way? Is that what it is? They don't treat you that way. Just outsiders. Is that what it is? You never know. One of these days you're fucking with somebody and you end up fucking with the wrong person. Never know when it's going to happen. And when it's done and over with, you wish you never had. We'll see how this turns out. May God bless everybody. That's the only way out of this. And make no mistake, God loves you and so do I. Good day, folks.